this and so many things for us, and we are so, so grateful. Okay, so, here we go. 15 minutes. Woo!
You don't have to tell me everything you know. Just
Okay, you know I like to download. I've been in Mary Kay 23 years. Basically, I want to share with you guys, I just wanted, 20 years ago I moved here as a team leader from Minneapolis. And you guys, I earned my first car in 1999 with no social media, no text messaging, no computer, no InTouch, no internet, and have been earning free cars ever since. I'm in my 9th car. We're in qualification for our 10th car. And the reason I share that with you is because stewarding the relationships that you already have is your best source of leads. I'm going to give you ideas, but sometimes we're so hungry and trying to, build, that we forget to steward well the relationships we already have. Because when we steward well those relationships, that's going to lead to referrals, and your results and your numbers are going to be much higher with warm leads rather than cold leads. So start focusing on what you do have. There's 2 amazing books that I really ask you guys to read. Of course, that's The Miracle Morning for Network Marketers, and Hal Elrod and his podcast. He has so many resources, but they talk so much about adding value and service to what you do. And when you lead with why you do business rather than what you have to offer, people will connect with that, and they're going to want to do business with you, and then they're going to want to lead you to their friends, to their family, and that is your best source of leads. When I moved down here 20 years ago, I hardly knew anybody. And yes, I did warm chattering, and I'm going to talk about that, but I became a master at meeting people from people. It's like Linda Tupin talks about turning 5 into 25. When you steward well, that those first 5 people you come across, they're going to trust you. They're not going to feel like they're just being processed through a system so that you can gain numbers and gain sales and get to your goal. When we listen more than we talk, and really listen for what they want, and then again really connecting with our why. And there's great resources. The Business Boutique for Women by Christy Wright is an excellent book, and she really takes you through some exercises to connect with your why so that you can passionately share that. And throughout your career, your why will change and develop, and that's okay, but you need to lead with that and lead with adding value and service and building relationships. And then when you do that, and when you become a master at asking for referrals, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute, you're never going to have to feel like you're trying to find people. You're going to have stacks on your desk and be like, I'm trying to find the time to call all these people. So we're going to talk about that. But so really step 1 is steward well with what you have. There, in the parable of the talents in the Bible, it says, he who does well with what he's been given will be given more, and he will have abundance. So steward well what you've been given. I can't say that enough. And that's like, are your basics in place? Your preferred customer, the deadline for the next one is coming up. Never miss that. As soon as you make a connection with somebody over the product, are you going home and entering them into My Customers with their preferences, what they purchased, their preferences, their details about them? Because then that is going to be your best source of people are going to be like, oh my gosh, you have got to meet my Mary Kay girl. Like she is the best. She takes such great care of me. And they're going to just naturally lead you to more people. And another thing is the TED Talk about connecting with your why. Look up that YouTube video. It's very, it's very, I don't know the word. They use a lot of big words. Yeah, well, no, it's very kind of serious and convicting and just very big words. I don't know, but like force yourself to listen to it and understand it, because you're going to accelerate your business when you lead with your why instead of what you're doing. Okay, let me talk a little bit about warm chattering. You should have a mobile office in your car. Basically, you should, because how many times have you come across somebody, had a great connection, and you're like, oh my gosh, I do not even have a book, like you're writing your name on a napkin or whatever. Don't do that. Be prepared, be proactive. Already think, and this is my personal opinion, I've never gone out to go, I'm not coming home till I get 5 names. Because that energy, that's the energy you're putting out there. But I do think, where am I going today? that I can weave this around where I'm already doing business, where I already know people, where I already have friendships and relationships, where I'm a familiar face. And that's just a natural. So in your car, just always have stuff that won't melt in the heat, but books, cards, samples that won't melt, or keep a tote bag by your front door so that, and again, when I first moved down here from Minneapolis, I was running around town in a black power suit and red lipstick and black heels. Everyone looked at me like I was from outer space, So, I'm not saying you have to be, you can be in, your regular clothes or whatever, have your face jamming and your hair cute, but be ready to make the most of those connections while you're already out and around people. So when you've got that mobile office in your car, or that tote bag that you just always keep by your front door, I know Callie one time said, have a brown and a pink lipstick. So you're not saying, do you want a sample, but which do you like better, brown or pink, and just engage people like that. So here's how I warm chatter. I've never been a girl that whips out the date book and books somebody on the spot. Again, that's just not my personality. If it's yours and you're rocking it, please do not change a thing. Go for it. You need to come teach us next time. But I always have those little information cards, ready that come in our business cards. And so if somebody gives me great service, or I just end up connecting with somebody, or just running into somebody that is a familiar face for my kids' school or whatever, and we just have a nice rapport, I'll be like, you know what, I would just kick myself if I didn't give you my card. I'm a sales director with Mary Kay. And if she shows any kind of enthusiasm at all, you say, oh great, do you have someone who's currently serving you? And if she says, I don't, say, I'd love to put you on my mailing list. Take a quick minute and fill this out. Okay, so that's my way, I'd love to put you on my, so I don't say, do you want to sell Mary Kay? Do you want to book a party? No. You gotta layer it. My husband's a career firefighter, and they have a saying that says, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Now, so I'm not saying build slow, but I'm saying initially slow down and listen and think, and don't just spit out scripts to get big results. You know what I'm saying? When that person sees that you slow down, you look in her eyes, you listen to what she needs, you're gonna right there start building the trust. So, great, will you fill this out? She said, oh, great, and I love those little cards because it says what they're interested in. I've literally had people check, I'm interested in a business opportunity, or I want a facial, that way you can go back. So then I immediately, as soon as I leave that interaction, I write myself a note on the back of the card, because how many of you have collected a bunch of those, and then you get home and you're like, I have no idea who they are, and then you don't want to call them because you don't remember who was who, and you don't want to. So I immediately turn it, and I'm not a detailed person. I've learned that to make myself do the details so that I can follow up, because the key is in the follow-up, you guys. Don't get frustrated when you don't have the immediate result. Steward well what's in your hands and layer it, and then the results are going to come. And when you're doing more of it, you just gotta do more of it, and then you'll have some pop in and some that are sprinkled in. But I immediately say, cute red shoes, baby in the stroller, met her at the, Cato's, whatever, so that, and then I have a notebook, a specific notebook, where I will immediately staple that into my notebook or tape it in my notebook. That way, again, how many of you have willy-nilly little, Post-its and stuff all over the place, and they just get lost and never follow, because the follow-up is, the money is in the follow-up, you guys. And I know this isn't Christmassy, but right now, if you can rock, not if, you are going to rock 30 faces or more in the month of October. Imagine the magic of 30 new clients in October, and then, those sales, those bookings, those referrals, those new team members, and then asking each one of them, plus your reorders, hey, what is your Mary Kay wish list? And who's your Santa? Whether it's your husband, your boyfriend, because right now you don't want to be, you want to be regular facials and makeovers. You can start planting seeds for holiday right this second, but people up until Christmas are going to be going to the Dillard's and the Mac counter getting they need their own stuff. They need you to serve them. And so imagine if you had 30 boyfriends, husbands, moms, sisters, names as that is an easy sale. Hey, I know exactly what so-and-so wants for Christmas. What's your price range? I will hook you up. I will make you the hero, the queen, They will love you. That's an easy, but again, see, it's the process. Okay, so going back, I put those names, those warm chatter names in my thing. I immediately plug them into preferred customer program, and I like to, not preferred customer, my customers, and I like to, in that notes thing, again, write the date where I met them and give myself that trail. Because again, once you've got 500 people in there, you're like, who are these people? And you don't want to follow up, you know? I mean, you need to give yourself a trail, steward well now, so that when it is big, you can take really great care of it, and they're gonna be so impressed with your service, and you're remembering their preferences and things about their life, that they will naturally lead you to more people. So I will, you guys, the art, if you don't remember anything else I say today, get out from hiding behind the screens and the electronics and the text messages. People are hungry for face-to-face, touch on the shoulder, looking, you know, you actually get like a dopamine wash when somebody looks into your eyes and shows care and that they're listening. There is something that you will never be able to recreate. You know, yeah, you can put cute things on social media and stuff like that, but man, don't be so spammy with that you attack instead of attracting people to you. Let people see your life of service, and they're going to be attracted to you. Okay, so said all that to say, I will write them a handwritten note after the warm chatter of, it was so great because handwritten, whoever even sees print, most kids can't even read cursive anymore. Did you know that? I'm okay. Oh my gosh, 2 minutes. Okay, I'll write them a handwritten note, and that's when I'll say, I'm so happy I met you. I'd love to be of service to you. Here's what I'm offering you. I'd love to get together for a facial. I explain that, and I can post all of the scripting and stuff in the Deplander thing if you want me to. So offer them a facial, number 2, or if you want to share it with some friends, this is what you get. And number 3, if you contact me before I follow up with you, I'll have an extra free gift for you. And no matter what, I'm so happy to be of service to you, because see, now you have either A, they're going to be a customer, or B, you might book a facial with them, or C, a party. So that way when you call, there's already like this warm layering, samples, the handwritten note, and they've been able to read it and process it and not feel so caught off guard. They're ready to receive the conversation. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay. All right, so now I'm just going to give you the Miracle Morning. I love how he describes it. If you want to meet people, just get out and be a happy person, like connected with people. So I'm just going to spit a bunch of things out to hopefully trigger. Get in the gym, exercise class, yoga studio, MOPS groups. And again, don't be the Mary Kay, you know what I mean? Start to make friendships and connections. You know, y'all start to become Facebook friends. They see what you do. Attract people to you. MOPS groups, mothers of preschoolers. Now, if you don't have preschoolers, you can Google MOPS groups in your area, and a lot of times they're looking for a guest speaker to come in and pamper the moms while the kids are in the daycare. And if you do have preschoolers, go be in the group, you know, but those are great. Women's events, especially this time of year, I'm a big, like, if there's a booth that costs like $200 or whatever, I say I can go meet people for free, you know, but a lot of these church bazaars and stuff have like $25 tables, and you're not going there to sell product over the table, but you can have a beautiful fishbowl and a grand prize and a second prize. Your goal that day is to get names and contact information of people that you can go follow back up with. And just like Dawn said, where do you already do business? Because they're going to be, am I done? So that is all. Be a part of fundraisers in the community too. I have 2 pages of notes, but hopefully that helped a little bit. I'll post some scripts, and I'll post the following up with your referral script, because that's really important.
Do some Boxer messages.
Okay.
That's fine.
You got it. Okay, so that's it. Sorry.